Hey guys, welcome back to Advent of Code Day 2. So let's get started. Fortunately, the first location of the historians want to search isn't a long walk from the chief historian's office. Okay. So they give us this example, guys. So we're given 6 reports in this example, and each report consists of numbers separated by spaces known as levels, and our goal is to determine the number of safe reports. And it says, wait, the engineers are trying to figure out which reports are safe. The red nose reactor safety systems can only tolerate levels that are either gradually increasing or gradually decreasing, so a report only counts as safe if both of the following are true. The levels are either increasing or all decreasing. Any two adjacent levels differ by at least 1 and at most 3. So I'm gonna be solving this challenge in C++, guys. So let's get started. Let's copy that example they gave us, and also I'm gonna copy the puzzle and let's start writing the C++ code. Alright, so I'm gonna include iostream, gonna include the file stream so we can read from files, gonna include the string stream so we can parse the file. I'm gonna include vector so we'll have like a data structure to store each numbers that we've parsed. I'm gonna include cstd bool, and let's write our basic structure to read from a file. So std input file stream file example.txt save file.close. We're gonna say have a string to storage line we're reading, so we're gonna say while std get line file line std string stream. We're gonna convert that into each line that we have read in the string into a string stream, and we're gonna have an integer called level to store each level that we're reading, and we're gonna say while ss this is being converted into a integer or level. We're gonna need to have a std vector of integers. I'm just gonna call it report, and we're gonna just say report.pushback level. And for each report, we're gonna need to clear one of them out. So we're gonna clear the vector once we're done with it. I'm gonna create some functions now, guys. One called ascending underscore, because it says we need to check if any two adjacent levels differ by at least one and at most three. So is ascending underscore adjacent diff. I'm gonna call this function. Gonna accept a std vector of integers. So just gonna be the report, return true at the end. Gonna say for size ti is equal to 1, I is less than the report size. We're gonna say if report index I is less than or equal to report I minus 1, and return false. And I'm going to create another function, guys, called bool is adjacent diff underscore valid. So it's going to accept a std vector int to the report and a size t to the index, and we're gonna say if report we're gonna say find the absolute, right? Wait, let me store that in an integer. So int difference absolute report index minus 1. We're gonna say return difference is, so the difference should be less than or equal to 3, and the difference should also be greater than or equal to 1. So then now, guys, we're gonna use this function to validate all of those rules. So if not adjacent diff valid report at index I, then we're gonna return false. We're gonna also write a function for descending order as well, guys. So std vector int report for size ti is equal to 1, is less than report size I plus plus. If the current index is greater than or equal to the previous report, then return false, and then we're gonna use our adjacent diff valid report I function again, and we're gonna use a bitwise not on that. So if this condition is not true, return false, otherwise we just return true. And we're gonna create another function called report underscore is safe, which is gonna accept a vector of integers of our report, and we're just gonna return is ascending adjacent difference report, or is descending adjacent diff report. And then for each of these report, guys, we're gonna say if report is safe, report safe count plus plus, so we're gonna declare a variable up here called safe count, set that to 0. And then once we're finished reading all the lines in the file, guys, we're gonna say print, we're gonna say std cout var or safe count safe reports. And let's see if this works, guys. So compile our solve.cpp, run it. It says there are 2 reports. Now let's look at our example. You see we get the same answer as before. So now we're gonna try it on our puzzle.txt to ensure that it is working fine. So puzzle.txt. Alright, so it says there are 252 safe reports. Let's see if that is correct. And it is, guys. Alright, so now we need to do part 2 of that. So it says the engineers are surprised by the low number of safe reports until they realize they forgot to tell you about the problem dampener. The problem dampener is a reactor-mounted module that lets the reactor safety systems tolerate a single bad level in what would otherwise be a safe report. It's like the bad level never happened. Now, the same rule apply as before, except if removing a single level from an unsafe report would make it safe, the report instead counts as safe. Let's see this. So it says, so we have the same example input as before. Safe without removing any level. Oh, I see. So essentially, guys, all we need to do here is iterate through each one of the reports, and we need to try to remove one of the levels in one of the reports, and if we remove one of the levels, and it still remains safe, and the report still remains safe, then that means everything is, then that means it is safe. So we're gonna use the same rules as before, except that we need to try to remove one of the levels. So I'm gonna save this solve.cpp file, guys. I'm gonna create a directory called challenge1. I'm gonna move example.txt. I'm gonna move solve.cpp into challenge1. Let me modify solve.cpp to point to the previous directory. create another directory for challenge number 2. And I'm gonna copy the previous challenge code and place it in here. Let's edit it. Gonna go into challenge 2. So we need to try to remove a level. If removing a single level from an unsafe report would make it safe, the report instead counts as safe. Oh, I see, guys. So it says now the same rules apply as before, except if removing a single level from an unsafe report would make it safe, the report instead counts as safe. So we need to do the same thing we're doing, guys, in which we determine if a report is safe, except that if a report is not safe, then oh, alright, I see, guys. So what we're gonna do is, as long as the current report is safe, we're gonna increment the safe count. But what we're gonna do, we're gonna say otherwise, if it is not safe, we're gonna create a function called report is safe after remove, just call it report is safe underscore remove vector int port. So we're gonna iterate through each value in that report, guys. So report.size and meanwhile we're doing that, guys, we're gonna say for size tj is equal to I plus 1, j is less than the, wait, hold on, j is less than the report dot size j plus plus. Gonna say if we're gonna create a new vector, guys. So vector int new report. We're gonna say if j is equal to I, then we're not gonna add that volley, guys. So we're gonna say new report dot pushback report at index j. Then, guys, we're gonna call if report underscore is safe. Then we're just gonna on the new report that we've created, guys, we're gonna say return true. Otherwise, if guys, we're just gonna say return false. And once we're finished right here, guys, we're just gonna say report new report dot clear. You can also do it right here. We're gonna say it. We're gonna call this function now, guys. We're gonna say else if report underscore is safe underscore remove report. Then we're gonna say safe count plus plus. So, guys, I'm gonna open up the example.txt now. So let me compile the C++ code. And let's see. So it says therefore safe report. So you see we get the same thing as before, guys. Now I'm gonna open up the puzzle.txt file and see how much report. So we get 324. Let me copy that answer and paste it and see if we get it right. Alright, guys. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for Advent of Code Day number 3. Hit the like and subscribe button, by the way, guys. Thank you.